Good morning, aloha from Florida. Just want to do a quick plug for Eddie Allen Carr. Wearing the shirt again that I wore a couple days ago. Actually, this is the shirt number 2. I bought 2 of them. This is the book. You can't deny it. I mean, you can deny it, but you can't prove it wrong. There are literally hundreds of flights every day that only work on the flat earth map, only work on the Gleasons. None of them work on the globe. And the globe trolls that want to say, oh, what about the flight from Santiago to Sydney? And that can't work on a flat earth. It's just too long. Thank you for, once again, proving that you only have assumptions and beliefs and opinions. You have one anomaly flight that you have to assume that the fuel they're telling you is true. You have to assume that the speed and the altitude that they are telling you is true. Meanwhile, 100 other flights or more every day only work on flat earth. And the 16 emergency landings proving flat earth, written by Eddie Allen Carr, is proof the earth is flat. Go to themechanicalrealm.com. Have a great day. God bless.
I want to know who is dumb enough to believe that the International Space Station, which is supposedly the size of a football field, is traveling 17,500 miles per hour around the Earth. What an absolute joke. The average commercial plane flies 575 to 600 miles per hour, which is already extremely fast. And the fastest fighter jet in the world goes 4,520 miles per hour. And you're gonna tell me this hunk of junk, which is supposedly the size of a football field, is going 17,500 miles per hour around the Earth? No, it's not. Space is a made-up fairy tale. The Earth is flat and we live under God's firmament. The sun, moon, and stars are within that firmament. And on the other side of the firmament is water. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. This is how the Hebrews depicted the universe. Not to mention, this is how every other ancient civilization depicted the universe. And then NASA came along and said we live on a ball. They did this to take you away from God. Because if everyone knew that God sits directly above the firmament, and that we're literally the center of His creation, the apple of His eye, we're not just some small speck, things would be a lot different. The earth is not moving, guys. Fear before Him all the earth, the world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. That's 1 Chronicles 16:30. Psalm 93:1, the Lord reigneth, He is clothed with majesty, the Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith He hath girded Himself, the world also established, that it cannot be moved. There are no such thing as other planets. Space is not real and it's a myth to take you away from God. The so-called planets are actually just fallen angels that were worshipped by Romans and Greeks. Each one of them is a false god. This is why they had us building solar system projects in school. Right, we were giving honor to and subconsciously worshipping false gods. So we know in Genesis 1, God created the stars and He placed them in the firmament, right? These stars, they rotate around in a circular fashion, day and night, serving God, right? Because the stars are the angels. According to Revelation 1:20, stars are the angels. So in the book of Ezekiel, God tells us what the cherubims look like, which is a type of angel. And as for their appearances, they four had one likeness, as if a wheel had been in the midst of a wheel. So stars or angels, they look like wheel inside of a wheel. Which is exactly what stars look like when we zoom in on telescopes. Now here's a shot taken of Mars, right? It's the same thing, it's a wheel inside of a wheel. But we know these stars are not following that same circular track that God has set for the rest of the angels. It's because the Bible calls them wandering stars. They're part of the 1/3 that fell from heaven, right, with Satan. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, or the angels of heaven, and did cast them to earth. Right, in Jude 1 verse 13, raging waves of the sea, foaming out of their own shame. Whose shame? Wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. Right, why are these stars or these angels shameful? Because they disobeyed God. Listen, we are the center of God's creation. There is no other planets. The sun, moon, and stars are all within the firmament.
People always ask why do they lie about the shape of the earth.
And I'm about to tell you. They lied for 2 reasons. Satan orchestrated this lie for two main reasons. One, to make you feel small and unimportant. Right? They want you to believe you're just some small speck of dust that's traveling through this vast vacuum of space. The Bible says you are the apple of his eye. You are the center of God's creation. Right? We live here on the flat earth, with the firmament going over top of us and God sitting above on his throne. The Bible literally says you're the apple of his eye. Right? The Bible teaches that we live on a flat, stationary plane with a firmament and the sun, moon, and stars within that firmament. The Bible says that the earth was set on pillars. They orchestrated this lie to hide the existence of God, making you easier to control. Right? It's very uncomforting to think that you're just some small speck in this vast universe. The more they can get you in a vibration of fear, the more they can control you because your energy or your torus field is so small. But when we're vibrating love, right, God told us to love. And remember, God is love. He's the Prince of Peace. Psalm 104 verse 5, who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever. Right, the earth has foundation, it literally cannot be moved. Right, and we know that there's a glass firmament over top of us. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. So what is the firmament? Biblically speaking, it's an extended solid surface, vault of the heaven, considered by the Hebrews as solid and supporting the waters above. Every ancient civilization depicted the universe as flat with the firmament over top, right? The only ones to deny this have been NASA. Right, in Hebrew, that the language of the Bible was written in, NASA means to deceive or to beguile. They're deceiving you that think we live on this to hide the existence of God, because the biblical earth goes completely against what they've told us. Remember, we live under God's firmament. This is why the United States conducted Operation Fishbowl Dominic. If you turn a fishbowl upside down, it's literally a firmament. Dominic translates to belonging to God or of the Lord. So they were shooting nukes at the fishbowl of the Lord. Operation Fishbowl Dominic was literally a series of high-altitude nuclear ballistic missiles. They were trying to break through the firmament. Open your eyes, bro. There's truth all around you. Jesus Christ is God. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Believe in him and you will be saved.
This is for you, who believe everything you see on TV. Just look at the fake snow in the TV show named Dawson's Creek. The snow is just a white blanket.
Hey, this is kind of like part 10, but it's like an interlude. I want to show you something that might be a revelation to you. And these things are only deciphered by the Holy Spirit. Check this out. Now, you know what this is. It's a rainbow. A rainbow. Pay attention. So what does this rainbow represent? This rainbow, we know it's the promise of God that he would not flood the earth again, right? But check this out. And this is our earth. See, there's a dome over it in the shape of a bow, right? Check this out. Now, Genesis chapter 8, verse 2 says, now the springs of the deep. What deep? Oh, you mean this deep right there. Of these deep, the great abyss, these waters, these springs, you see that? Broke up and flooded the earth. So the water kept coming up, up, up. And the floodgates of the heavens had been closed. And the rain had stopped falling from the sky. So we have three things here. We have floodgates. We have springs of the deep that were open, and we also had rain from the sky. Let me break this down to you. Pay attention. Now, check this out. We have rain coming from here, the clouds, okay, the sky. We had the great springs of the deep, right, broken up. You guys have seen those springs. There's videos of them. Hot water springs, all those springs broke and water shooted up. But there was also water coming down. What does it say there? Floodgate? Floodgates. There's water above. These floodgates were broken, or not broken, sorry. These were opened. They opened and closed. Go check out the book of Job. It talks all about this. So these floodgates broke, opened, and water came shooting down. What water? Water that was above the firmament. You see the waters above? Okay, so you got water coming from the bottom, you got water coming from the top, and you got rain coming from the clouds. So think of a balloon underwater, right? And you submerge that balloon with air in it underwater, and you poke a few holes through it. The water's coming in, and if you poke holes from the bottom, water's coming in also from the bottom. So the whole world is just getting filled up. So it says that the ark, let's pretend the ark was right here, right? God said in Genesis chapter 7, if I'm not mistaken, that when the water kept rising, the highest mountain on the world was covered 23 feet, which is 15 cubits, 23 feet above the highest mountain of the world. So the peak of the highest mountain of the world was covered with water, 23 feet above that. All he saw was water, guys. Water and sky. There was absolutely nothing to see for a whole year. But that's not all. Let's get back to the rainbow, y'all. So take a good close look at the firmament, rakia, right here, how it's in the shape of a bow, right? So when we look at the rainbow, you can see that rainbows, and some rainbows even come in twos. You see that? When you put a light to a glass cup, you can see something similar to this, and it'll be in the shape of that glass. So the rainbow is literally a depiction of our firmament. I'm not done yet. The depiction of the firmament. God was telling Noah, this is my sign that I won't open up the floodgates of the firmament. I will not open up this firmament again to flood the entire earth. Y'all, wake up. Listen to what I just said. God was giving him this sign of the firmament that he will not open this thing again to flood the earth. And that's not even getting into the colors, y'all. So he was basically sending us a picture of our firmament to show us that he won't open that up again to flood the entire earth. So imagine yourself in the ark, that close to the firmament, seeing that rainbow. He's probably the only man that was that close to a rainbow. Just to see the rainbow, how beautiful it is. And that's not even getting into the colors. God saved Noah from the flood, from destruction. He was God's chosen one.
Did you know that a rocket going straight up debunks a rotating Earth? If we are going to talk physics, a rocket should keep a momentum westward speed of the latitude line left from Earth. So if a rocket leaves from the equator straight up, it should have a 1,040 miles per hour westward momentum and should fall behind the Earth's rotation. Because the further one leaves Earth's surface, the faster you would have to go westward in order to stay above the same area on the Earth. It's simple physics. The footage is amazing and proves that we are on a stationary flat Earth. Sadly, the only information I found on the recovery of the rocket is that it landed only 30 miles away, but doesn't give details in which direction it landed. But here is a side view shot of the footage. That is the moon and was supposedly right above Australia at that same time. Hello again, Moon.
What's your problem? I said, what's your problem?
All right today, sir.
Okay, how's it going?
Fine, thank you. Thank you, sir. Here you are, sir. Thank you. Hey, buddy. You gonna pay for that or what? Look, buddy, I don't want no hassle today. Either pay for it or put it back.
Can you believe that she didn't even go to Lamar's class? I told her, for yourself and for the baby. Go!
There's no difference between this and this. The solar system is this infinite outer space. It's up there, out there, aliens and all these other planets. And this one, it's outer space. It's all these other planets outside. Check it out. You got the lands of Mars. And then you got Mars right here. And you got these Martians that live on them, right? And all this coming from this book, The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Wall. And the crazy thing is, if you just believe that Earth is the main thing and that there's a firmament over there, people will say that you are putting limits on the Creator. You're putting limits on him because don't you know there's all these other lands out there, all these other planets where other people are living. And you got this infinite outer space. You're putting limits on the Creator. So really both camps are saying the same exact thing. They're just putting a different twist on it. And a lot of people in the flat earth camp will come down on the globe people and they'll say they still believe in Santa Claus because of all this. Well, to me, this is believing in Santa Claus too. What's the difference? There's no proof other than a book for this. And a lot of people in the flat earth community, they'll use the Bible whenever it's suitable to fit their little agenda or their beliefs, but ignore the Bible when it comes to things like this and like this, which both of those are unbiblical.
The flat earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.